Hi everyone, welcome to another 3 looks 1 palette video. I bought the Temptalia and Sydney Grace collaboration. I was so excited for it. So today we are featuring the On the Horizons palette. I bought the light variation. The other 2 palettes I bought the deep variation as the matte seemed way more interesting and wouldn't be ashy on me, but for this one I did get the light version. So for this first look, I kind of wanted to focus on that green matte as I don't actually have a green matte like this in my entire collection, and as you can see, it performs so beautifully. I have only ever used Sydney Grace a few times before with the Mel Thompson collaboration, so I don't have much experience with the brand, and I just truly am blown away by how this has performed. I was gonna initially just leave it at the green, but I did decide it needed some depth, so I went in with the deeper indigo shade. Now, I was a little bit hesitant with this color, so as you can see, I am building it up very slowly and then blending very slowly. It should also be noted that for all 3 of these looks, my right eye is having another situation where the inside of the eyelid is inflamed. I am still taking my antihistamine eye drops, but unfortunately I cannot wear contact lenses until it subsides, so all 3 of these looks were done with only 1 contact lens in, so if any of the blending doesn't seem as good as it could have been, it's not the eyeshadow formula, it's because I physically cannot see if my blending is good or not. Like, I only can see out of 1 eye right now, and my prescription is extremely high, so I'm basically blind without my contact lens in. So that's just kind of the explanation for if any of these looks seem to have subpar techniques. So you can see I'm just really going back and forth between the 2 colors, trying to make it look good based on what I can see. I wanted to have a floral theme for this look, and I really wanted to try something really contrasting. So you can see that I'm going between these 2 shimmers, the pink and the green, to create a look inspired by flowers. Kind of more of like a dark floral theme, since the pink is a much darker, more intense pink, and then there's also the indigo in the outer corner. The end look is something that I really like. This heart dog shade is like my perfect inner corner highlight. I can totally see this being the inner corner highlight I use if I don't know what to use for my inner corner highlight. This is so good that I would reach into this palette just for heart dog. And now I'm just going to repeat this all on the other eye. I opted to not put the pink metallic on the lower lash line. I wanted to keep it as the upper eyelid accent shade. And the metallics really are like the star of the show for me. I love that Temptalia has way more shimmers than mattes in her palettes because these shimmers from Sydney Grace are everything that I want in a shimmer. And that's it for this look. I'll be adding on some false lashes and I'll finish up the rest of my face. Here's the look complete. I wanted to pair it with a pretty neutral lip and a pretty subdued face to let the eyeshadow look stand out. I love how this look turned out. Honestly, I loved all 3 looks that I did with this. Alright, for the second look, I wanted to focus on the Phoenix shade. I forgot to turn my camera on for the first bit of applying this matte, so that's why the eyeshadow is already applied, but you can see me applying the rest of it. And now Phoenix Awakens. I initially thought, what if I sprayed this shimmer to make it look even better? But as a warning to you guys, don't use a wet brush to apply Sydney Grace shimmers. They apply way better drier with your finger. With the brush being wet, it all stuck to the brush and did not transfer to my eyelids, so you can see here that I switched back to a dry brush and it looks way better. This is another beautiful inner corner highlight. It's not quite as light in value as Heart Dog, so it's definitely going to be a little less popping and a little more kind of daily appropriate. And then I did decide I kind of needed a slightly darker matte in the outer corner just for a little bit of depth. Again, I'm building up very slowly since I can't really see, so some of the blending work might not be perfect. And then I'm just using the same two shimmers on my lower lash line. This is definitely kind of the most wearable look out of the three that I created. I always want to have at least like one wearable look for you guys, just in case. So here it is. And then I decided a little bit more Phoenix Awakens to help kind of cover up any bad blending wouldn't be a bad idea. And that's this look complete. Honestly, it looks really simple, but you can see just it still looks really good. Like, I still really love it. I paired it with an orange blush to kind of help the eyeshadow pop, and you can see the effect. For this last look, this is going to be an all shimmer look using the darkest shimmers in this palette. I did want to use this shade on my inner corner as I hadn't used it yet. It's hard to see on camera just because of the lighting, but it has almost a lilac kind of undertone to it. You can see it in the pan for sure. It's really pretty. And then these two shades, as they blend together, it almost creates like a duochrome effect. These shades all just work so well together. And this time I'm using it on a dry brush. I didn't wet the brush this time. Now I'm gonna go in with Calming Presence. Now this was kind of the most troublesome shade in the palette for me. I had a pretty significant amount of fallout, and since it's dark purple it shows up, so you can see I'm kind of pressing it in really slowly. I also felt like it wasn't quite as intense as the other metallics in this palette, and the black base makes it kind of tricky to blend without making it look weirdly gray. So I did my best here, but ultimately I ended up covering up a lot of it with the previous shimmer I applied to kind of help make it look a little better blended. I'll have to play around more with this shade, especially once I'm able to wear contacts in both my eyes again so I can really see what's going on. But in my experience, dark purple shimmers like this, I have this issue with every single one I've ever tried, so this didn't really surprise me, but it can be kind of frustrating to work with. Then I thought I wanted to add a little bit of pop on the lower lash line, so I'm going in with that same green shimmer I used in the first look. And here is the look complete. I will be adding on again false lashes, and you can see I paired this with a pink blush and just kind of a My Lips But Better shade just to let the eyes stand out. Overall, I love this palette, I love the looks I created, and I definitely will be producing looks for the other two palettes as soon as I can. I'll see you in the next video.